with an isometric sketch, iso means equal and measure means measure. So you've studied map projections, right? And know that some map projections distort reality, okay, just because you're taking a curved object and making it flat. Similar concept with sketching, all right? So you are going to learn several perspectives here. One is isometric, okay? Isometric means equal measure, and it is always going to be at this kind of angle. So, yeah, be this kind of perspective, all right? What you'll see is there's going to be roughly a 120-degree angle. Anytime there would be a 90-degree angle, like on a cube, okay, which I can show with this. Here's, if it's switched on, we call that orthographic, and it's 90-degree angles. But like this, now this is roughly 120 degrees. And if you look closely, all of these are equal angles, right? If you're just thinking, if we imagine this is flat, so that's kind of perspective we're talking about. So the first thing you have to do when you're going to sketch something isometrically is decide what the front view is. Okay, and what to do? You might think this is the front. Wrong. All right. Why is this not the front of the kazoo for a designer? Any thoughts? This is not the front because for a designer, the front view is there's some rules for it. It's usually the longest view. It's the most natural view. It's the view that shows us the most detail or information about our object. Okay, this would be our front view. All right. When you look at a car, when you're driving, there's definitely a front, right? For a designer, uh, the front view is going to be the doors. Okay, you're going to be looking at the doors. That's the front view of a car. All right. So we have front, top, and this is going to be our right. All right. So most isometric sketches show a front, top, right perspective. All right. Um, to start with this, I like to pick the bottom corner first. All right, which is going to be this part right here. Um, it's not a 90-degree angle or a 40. It's not a 45-degree angle or a 90-degree angle. It's going to be 120-degree angle, roughly. All right. So what that means is you'll see paper that has triangles. You can't just think, oh, I'll put my book sideways and now I can do isometric sketching because they're more like triangles. Okay. Let me mute this one then. I'll mute this. Okay. Is that better? Hopefully so. Okay. Um, like I was saying, you need to do this 90-degree angle and do some space. So think through the sketch before you start it. All right. If I'm going to start at the bottom right, I'm going to start somewhere near the bottom right of the paper. All right. Otherwise, I'm not around. And I'm close to this. All right. So I'm going to start, and I know this is a curve, but I don't care about that right now. What I want to do is draw what we call a wide V. Okay, and this is just to help you get started. So this should be roughly that angle there. I'll use the line to help me a little bit. Should be 30 degrees. All right, same over here. We should have 30-degree angles. All right, so now I can use my straight edge. And if you had a protractor, you could do this really well. Or this. You could really figure this out. No protractor, that's fine. And I extend this way back. Okay, so this is the most all right, I'm kind of eyeballing the distance. All right, so the front So this is about good. And then I need to finish the outline. Okay, so now that I've done the start, got that first corner started, I need to finish the outline. So there's a little bit of a curve here. When I look at it, I'm going to kind of ignore that for now. And more of a straight line. Okay, it should be roughly parallel, but it actually does get bigger as it goes back, right? There's a little bit of thing, which I suppose could reflect here a little bit. So I'm going to draw it a little bit more like that. And around here is, okay, so another thing to do with our sketch is think about the dimensions. Right? I'm going to call everything going back this direction of the object, going this way. I'm going to call that Z. Those are my Z coordinates, lines, Z plane. Right? Everything going down like this, those are Y's. All right, and I'm about to put a Y here. I'll put a Y there. And then going side to side, okay, those are going to be my X's. So if I'm thinking in those terms, it helps me to decide how the lines should go oriented. All right. Cool thing is, you can use the paper to help you with the Y's. Right? Y's be straight up and down, and I okay. So when I get to the part, the bump here, I'm going to, go down that. So I'm trying to make sure it's parallel, go up, that height. Okay. And then come back farther. Actually, this in, right? Let's back of the two. So it's going to go like that. And yeah, that little hump here ends maybe about here-ish. Right, so some of that's estimating. And if you have a pen, it's great because you can actually pen and erase your line. But, whereas, and I can do that, but you wouldn't be able to find it now because it's just a using them. All right, and I am roughly with the outline. Okay, thing is, I need to back, right? And finish back. This is technically eye line, so this needs to go like straight up. Okay, but just this line, right? Because we have this part. All right, so that be parallel to x, so it needs to be more at that kind of original angle. Okay, so now we've got a rough start, our outline of our zoo. There's a reason you'll see that for the front. All right, so the thing we want to do is okay. So like I said, you need to observe what you're actually seeing rather than what your mind tells you. Okay? Because if we're like, oh yeah, that's a circle, right? But I can't call this as a circle. And what what is the shape B as my vector? I'll give you a hint. Yeah, look at that. See, it becomes an oval. If you look at the dark spot here, right, the hole, it's going to become an oval as you turn it. See that? And now look at it a little closer. Is this oval, is it skinny side? Is the skinny side going kind of like bottom left or right? Or is it the skinny part going top left to bottom right? Can't see it? It's going top left to bottom right. Okay? So that tells me that as I draw this axis, the skinny part is in this. Okay? So this is kind of how that should look. So I've got the outside. Now I need to do the inside. okay, which is the same thing. Alrighty, so that is front. Now I need to do this one that was at the top. Okay, of course with this it's going to be a little different. Uh, the skinny side going basically this, all right, and I messed up in my earlier class, so at least I think I've got it right. Yeah, so let me try. Yeah, I think that's all right. All right, and to the inside, I need to do the outside of it also. All right, try to pencil right outline right there. But cool. So now we've got pretty much the full outline of our picture. Next thing we need to start doing is final kind of details before we shape. Okay, and so final details would be like, there's a line here, all right? Although, like I said, it's not exactly a line. Really, what we're seeing is light. Okay, and so we represent that. So the line, so to speak, is going to be what the shadow is. And there's a shadow marker over here. All right, so I want that reflected in my image. Uh, that's about 2/3 of the way up from my perspective. Okay, so I'll use my straight edge, and I'm going to draw light lines for now. I'm going to make it a little less than parallel, okay, because it gets paper and it will shatter. Yeah, use some lines, and that's going to take it back to that corner. Alrighty. So I'm going to use like construction lines, the light lines, you're first trying to get something, object lines through the darker lines, and um, these are even used on Fusion 360. All right, there's construction lines, there's object lines, etc. Okay. Right, so one other obvious line is this ridge right here, right? So you need to mark the top of that ridge where it's dark, uh, and the bottom of that ridge where it's dark. All right. So I'm going to try to estimate roughly where that is on here. And say it's doing something like this. So light line for now. You can darken it later. It'd be better if that, was long enough for this. But yeah, get the idea. Okay. So basically, we've got the outline of this. All right. So I actually have a recording. I'm going to stop here.